but I'm a professor, kind of in the same, have worked with King J, with Jorge as a professor. I first came to know him in 2008 or 2009. The way we teach how to do research at Guilford College. Let me also say I'm a professor in the Justice and Policy Studies Department. Actually, I'm the chair of the department this year. And we teach research by having students actually do research. And so we partner with a community organization that has a question that, we could help them with. So we were partnered with the Beloved Community Center, and their project that they wanted our help with was the paradigm shift that Dina mentioned, and which aimed to change perceptions of young people in street organizations and gangs to see them as a potential resource for safe and peaceful and just communities, and also work to get them green jobs. And so my students went out and asked people in Greensboro, what do you think about gangs and street organizations, and what do you think about the Beloved Community Center's Paradigm Shift Project? So King J, Jorge, came and met with my classes to talk about the mission of the Almighty Latin King and Queen Nation, and also about police harassment, and about his call for peace among street organizations and gangs. And he was so persuasive. He's an amazing teacher and educator that my students, who had the common perception that a lot of people do of gangs, just did a 360. They changed their perceptions listening to him. So I was so impressed with him and with his connections with students. I shared about his situation, what was going on with colleagues. He also went and talked to other classes. He talked to a class on gangs. He talked to another section on community problem solving. He also was on a panel on police accountability with then Captain Charles Cherry and Reverend Johnson. So he was public, he was out there, he was, taking this situation public, and he was very effective at it. On a bit more personal note, when he first came, I had invited him, and he said, well, I might come with another king or queen. And so he showed up with maybe 2 or 3 others. And he spoke, he was very powerful, and we went to dinner at the Guilford College cafeteria after that. And we went to the cafeteria, and all of a sudden there were like 7 or 8 other Latin kings and queens there to come with us to dinner. And I was a little surprised, but I said, yeah, that's great, and it's all you can eat. And they would go back for seconds and thirds and fourths, and they would wrap up food to take with them. And I just realized, wow, they don't have money. They need a place for a good meal, a place to eat. And so, when I heard these things about them, doing drugs and having drug money and, extorting and all the charges that are against them, it just makes no sense. It makes no sense. So one last quick thing is that I also was deeply impressed and moved by how King J mentored young people, both in the Latin Kings and Queens and outside of it. When he was speaking to one of my classes, and he probably spoke to 5 or 6 classes over the years of mine, one time Queen Taina was with him, and she was just talking about how important Jorge was to her, and she had been in a car mechanics course because she wanted to have her own garage. And she was saying she couldn't call her own mother because they were estranged, but she called Jorge, and he was so excited for her, and he supported her and affirmed her. She started crying in class. She was just so moved by that relationship. And then he had her come and talk with me about career, what she could do to get more education. So I'm deeply, deeply troubled by what's happening, and I'm deeply, deeply grateful for everyone here who's working to try to do the best that we can to not have this grievous injustice continue.
Mm-hmm.